Alright, good afternoon everyone, it's me Shane Lee. I got Rachel Ray playing in the back because I'm in my living room right now and I don't feel like muting my TV in my bedroom. But anyway, today I'm going to play you a video I just made. And the point of the video is to talk about endocrine disorders on the web. And the reason I'm having to do it this way is I can't quite do it and explain it properly. So anyway.
Alright, well today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the endocrine system and how the glands work, right? Now, what the endocrine system is it's the glands, right? The main glands of the endocrine system, that the thymus is no longer considered part of the endocrine system as it does not produce hormones. But it's the pituitary gland, or the pineal gland, it's the thyroid gland, the adrenal gland, the pancreas.
He's the only one to ask me, why can't they know? Yeah.
Now, again, you can look this up on the internet if you want to.
No, what's the problem with it?
The endocrine system is a collection of glands of an organism that secrete hormones directly into the circulatory system to be carried towards distant target organs. The phenomenon of biochemical processes serving to regulate distant tissues by means of secretion directly into the circulatory system is called endocrine signaling. The major endocrine glands include the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, pancreas, ovaries, testes, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, and adrenal glands. The endocrine system is in
Now, I'm trying to teach you true medical science versus the science they're trying to lie to you about too, right?
The endocrine system is an information system.
Now, the thing is, it's not just an endocrine disorder. It's also extra chromosomes within the sperm and the egg that produces a hybrid child, right? So, a hermaphrodite, for example, has testicles and ovaries, and some can have even ovotesticles, which is a combination of both.
The nervous system sends information very quickly, and responses are generally short-lived in vertebrates and the hypothalamus is the neural control center for all endocrine systems. The field of study dealing with endocrine systems and its disorders is endocrinology, a branch of internal medicine. Special features of endocrine glands are, in general, their ductless nature, their vascularity, and commonly the presence of intracellular vacuoles or granules that store their hormones. In contrast, exocrine glands such as salivary glands and sweat glands and glands within the gastrointestinal tract tend to be much less vascular and have ducts or a hollow lumen. In addition to the specialized endocrine organs mentioned above, many other organs that are part of the body, such as bones, kidney, liver, heart, and gonads, have secondary endocrine functions. For example, the kidneys secrete endocrine hormones such as erythropoietin and renin. Hormones can consist of either amino acid complex, steroids, eicosanoids, leukotriene, or prostaglandins. A number of glands that signal each other in sequence are usually referred to as an axis. For example, a hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis. As opposed to endocrine factors
That would be incorrect.
that travel considerably longer distance
An inappropriate quote in the middle of the whole church where he
other
passed away.
signaling molecules
Where
such
he
as
sort of tried to pin his eyes too, right? I know. To do the grub. The purpose is to see if Shane will respond sexually, but you didn't. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
diffuse over a relatively short distance. The word endocrine
Female do that,
from
yeah,
the
they
Greek
were
word
fine. Male, no.
endo, inside, within, and crin,
As
crinning
Sasha from
to separate the
Chinatown Buffet, the Cree girl, I don't know, was adopted right, from Korea. Sorry, the video is pausing for some reason. There it goes.
Alright, now I'm going to respond to a dumb comment. This person keeps thinking. He says, if you can't have kids, why are you bothering her? That shows Patrick isn't yours. Good shit. Well, I'll say, look, recharges.
Now, if you notice, I type with one hand because my recent dealings with carpal tunnel syndrome. Though, why that would cause me to have carpal tunnel syndrome at 47, God only knows. Maybe it was that and the karate, I don't know. I'm breaking my first board, I don't know. They're not properly trained to either. Just sort of had to do it on the spot, right? Took me 2 tries though, but still did it. Here you come again. Well, Dolly this morning, she was on The View. Looking nice for her age. And she has a children album called I Believe in Me or something like that. Check it out on the internet if you get a chance. Now, this is one of the strikes in karate. It's called half knuckle fist. It's like this.
kick his ass, LOL. I say, not without weapons or by yourself or one-on-one.
Pussy. Whoops. Pussy cat. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy. It hurts. I'm a little model and you know what I mean. And I do my little turn on the catwalk. Yeah, on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah, I shake my little tush on the catwalk. Poor pussy, poor pussy cat.
My wife at the time, it was down my head the year after. But again, I had to get back on base and originally separated to go through with the divorce, right? Because he left me straight into Tennessee, and to me that was a deal breaker, period. Now, if I'm out to get the child, why am I going to let him sleep in the bedroom with a mom? See, you're not an eyewitness to anything, alright? But I do know why I was sleeping on the couch, right? So I left me straight into Tennessee. That's all you need to know, motherfucker. You weren't there. Now, if I was letting him sleep with the mom, what the hell you think's going to happen? I'm going to sleep in the bedroom with the mom in there with her? No, you're retarded. You're sick in the head. Something is wrong with you, sir or ma'am or whatever you are. To try and implicate I would go in there to her at all. That's your problem. That's your problem. I wonder what drives your obsession with a 24-year-old living less than 4 days with his stepfather, where she's sleeping in there with her mom and he's on the couch, right? Because the mom left him in Tennessee. Stranger was doing money, by the way, too, right? So I'm going to be bold enough to sneak in there while the mom's asleep.
Not.
No. Most pedophile experiences happen when the father and mother or stepdad and stepmom are sleeping together, right? And the children are in another room apart from them, right? Usually the way it happens is,
and I get this from Law and Order SVU, by the way, not real experience.
Well, that never could occur.
And that show was out 4 years before I wrote my blog.
There's no such thing as a lull when your wife is in the house with you, idiot. That's what I mean. That's why I said I could have run through it.
That was when I wrote my first blog when I moved to my new apartment, right? And got me a computer and stuff like that, and finally got online.
Or the apartment me and my ex-wife were staying at, right? And that's the point. We're legally separated, but we're still not divorced yet, asshole. I left her for a good reason, too. She left me straight into Tennessee with no money. Right, I was going to get laid tonight. That's why I had $250 in order. But it turned up missing the following morning. Did you take it, motherfucker? I know you did. Bye.
Alright, well, the point is, the person has been attacking me for 13 years alone on YouTube. I didn't even come out with my information until sometime after 2000, alright, between 2000 and 2003, somewhere in there. That's when I went disabled, right? And it still took me a while to navigate through the different sites. First I was on iFilm, and then I was on Angel Fire, and did a bunch of blogs talking about the name of God and things like that, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm trying to teach the Jews, if you don't want the Son, Jesus, at least try to know the Father through its name, right? Does not one of your prophets say, he or she that calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved? Or you're acting too crazy to pronounce it, or it's too holy for you to pronounce. Well, the only thing I can see it could be is Yahuwah, or Yahweh, or Yahweh in your actual language, right? If you want to use Yahweh, I don't care about that either. I don't think it does either. But I'm sure there's a correct way to pronounce it, right? And you're just not doing it, right? And the essence of it is what it wants, right? You ain't got to be perfect, but try. Now, it's not anyone's one person's job to make you say it either. That's not the point either. But you can know it, right? That's what I mean, right? You just don't want to, I think, right? I mean, you're not even doing a comparison with your own languages because you're pretending it's a feminine aspect, right? Maybe it is. It's everything, right? The spirit does not want you worshiping graven images in the likeness of male or female. But still, God, when it reached out to Moses and made him instead of itself, because you weren't listening to him or Moses, let's be honest sometimes. The point isn't to hurt you, but to help you, right? And that's the whole problem with the Bible, too. 1 minute is blessing you, and then it's cursing you, right? Well, that's because there's only one true way to do someone right or wrong, right? And that's the point there, too. Now, I'm not going to predict how many females I'm with or not with. I'm just trying to find one woman like we all are, right? Now, that's, though, can also be one at a time. Like with King David, and so whatever. Now it looks like he would fall in love with a woman, have a child with them, and then break up with them, and then get into a relationship with another to the 10 virgins, and then Bathsheba, right? I think he was with like 6 women before the 10 virgins in Jerusalem, then the 10 virgins, and then Bathsheba, right? Though she was the wife of Uriah the Hittite, who had just went into battle with the troops, whereas King David stayed behind. Right. I hope Bathsheba wasn't trying to usurp the throne or anything with Uriah's child, you know what I mean? That would be treason. Right. And why the child would have to die, though David thought it was his, you know what I mean? But whatever. Can't prove that either. But that would be an abortion today, right? Mr. Trump and Mr. Pence. Right. Technically, if it was Uriah's child, the Lord would have to kill it because Bathsheba wanted him to have David's throne, right? Well, and he probably would kill Uriah in battle or something like that too, right? Now, when you're cold and calculating, right, as Bathsheba was, to go up and have sex with the king and then tell him a little while later you're pregnant right away, right? You know, if you read the story, all right. Now, the timeline is hard to figure out because it all happened so quickly, right? Right. But we know within less than a month she told him she was pregnant, probably, right? If you're reading the timelines right. All she told David was she has passed the time of her purification, which doesn't mean she wasn't with Uriah either. It means she was just purified, you know, technically from all that. So, don't mean she wasn't pregnant or anything, or wasn't with Uriah too beforehand. But she misled the king, right? Now, I don't know why the king didn't realize with the 10 virgins she wasn't a virgin, but my girlfriends were not virgins, right? The only one I consider a virgin is Maribel, right? And maybe Molly, I don't know. But most of them had children, things like that, and the reason the relationship didn't work out is they were wishy-washy in the relationship, right? 1 minute they were on liking me and the next minute they weren't, right? Now, my request to marry one virgin is not unusual. What is unusual is you want to give me 14 or something like that, right? Now, if you do, who is the own? You, not me, alright? I'm trying to find one virgin, right? Like we are told to from the Bible, right? Or most religious sources teach a man to seek a chaste girl who never had sex with another man and to make that female his wife, right? Well, I know anything can happen in the world, Catherine and other people like that. But it's not also my fault. Communication is part of the problem. If, for instance, you're a pastor's daughter, how can a, person who's just going out to your church and your father rejects him for being one of the two witnesses anyway, have anything or any more knowledge about you than anyone else? He can't. Or Christine, whoever. Now the point is though, I'm not after the pastor's daughter, right? Or anyone's daughter, right? I just know what? People mess up, right? And the way Pastor Thomas and Pastor Davis was dealing with me, I messed up. Pastor Davis groped me in the hall, making a pass at me, seeing if I would get a hard on, and I didn't, right? So, then we heard about the 2020 thing. Well, like they told me to, I told my parents not to watch it, but guess what? They watched it. They know what was on it. I didn't. I trusted the church, right? Big mistake. Big mistake. And then 2 years later, I found out he was in jail for allegedly molesting a couple of boys and things like that, right? But again, they're defending their pastor, right? That he didn't do it, right? So that's why there's a lot of confusion around all this, right? Now, it took me 27 years for myself to admit he groped me first, right? Whatever happened afterwards was because he was acting overtly sexual towards me and was a male. And I was taught a male does not do that with another male, right? Not in that manner, not in that manner. Not without his permission either, even if he was to. Consent is not what was given there, right? Force was what was done, right? And that's the whole point, right? But I don't condemn anyone. I can't. My job isn't to judge you, but to try and educate you, right, on the whole truth. Now, the problem isn't the homosexuals, like I told you before, who won't out the closet. The problem is the homosexuals who are secretly gay, right, and don't want out the closet, who are either married or things of that nature, right? Now, I think that's what Moses meant when he said, a married man should not have sex with an unmarried man or another married man in Israel. See what he means? Right. He didn't say they couldn't marry one another and do that either. It's just sort of a byline there, right? Do you understand the idea behind the comment, though? Is you're supposed to marry a female anyway, more than likely, naturally. Right. But at the same time, if two men want to marry, it's not forbidden that either. But you cannot control what two people do, nor does that make them evil for wanting to marry, does it? I don't know. I was just taught not to judge, at least I'd be judged. I look like a dick. Now, like I said, the reason though I think the problem would come with secret gays is, like in Silence of the Lamb, Buffalo Bill was an open transgendered person, but he couldn't get a sex change, so he started mutilating women, right? That's someone going off the deep end because they can't get what they want, right? Those are people you need to be aware of, too. People like that, right? Who will hurt you rather than help you, right? Now, only thing I can think of is someone between the time I left the apartment and moved back to base and the 15th when I fell, had to ask me about me and my wife, right? And our living situation. But again, he didn't listen to that when I told him, right? He started inventing shit that never happened, right? That's what I mean, right? And it has to be someone close to that time, right? I would talk to about it. And there's only 3 people who Mike could have done it, and 2 of them or 3 of them could have been security guards. I don't know. And like I said, maybe Pastor Thomas, I might want to talk with him about it. But other than that, I don't know who else, right? Because as far as I was concerned, I was done with Daphne. In fact, I was going to go out and get laid that night. That's how done with her I was. She would be the last person I would call anyway. So that's the point, right? And I probably told him all that too, right? Whoever it was, Pastor Thomas or someone on base, right? But the fact that I made it to the ER, Christian Fellowship Church is all the way in Ocean View in Norfolk, not Fort Smith. It's over an hour away, idiot. How did I make it to the ER alive or dead and revived on my way to the ER unless what? I was on base. No one attacked me off base. You did. And like I said, you won't attack me one-on-one without a weapon. You got a weapon right there. Right, man. Like they did. And I didn't kick their ass. So, right. You're going to use violence to subdue me. Right. That's what I would hypothetically say to him because I have amnesia of it too. Right. But looking over my injuries on the CDs and x-rays, they tried to fuck me up and almost paralyzed me. But my faith in God persevered over their lie. Alright. But y'all have a nice day. Bye-bye.